There are many types of loneliness that scholars of human behavior discuss. I'd like to discuss some of them that pertain to our community. Number one is the intellectual loneliness. What is intellectual loneliness? Imagine if you sit in a room with a couple of surgeons, and they're talking about this complex surgical procedure, and if you're a person like me, you have no clue what's going on. So you sit there for half an hour, and it's very boring. You barely understand 10, 15% of what they're talking about. So you countlessly count every second for this meeting to end. And then after an hour, after 2 hours, after 5 hours, this meeting will end, you go back to your life. But it was miserable 5 hours, right? Now imagine if this meeting was prolonged to 12 hours and you were stuck in that room. Imagine if this meeting took 3 days, 4 days, and you had to be there. Now, some of our community members, not just here in America, but here and in the Muslim countries, experience intellectual loneliness throughout their whole life. What do I mean? I mean a person that is illiterate, a person that is not educated, will wake up every morning, look at everyone that's educated, going to work, going to school, making money, earning ends meet, paying the bills, and think, how am I supposed to pay my bills? How am I supposed to make ends meet? How am I supposed to pay rent? How am I supposed to bring happiness to my family? Yet he has to. So he has to work longer hours. He has to endure pain. He has to endure poverty every single day of his life, feeling that intellectual loneliness. And I was telling Dr. Iqbal before I came that when I went to Pakistan, in Islamabad, I met some of the officials, and they were telling me that the number of illiteracy in that country is extremely high. I don't want to quote them, it's very high. In some Muslim countries, specifically the cradle of Islam, the land of Iqra' bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq, the land which came to educate and bring intellectual reform to all of human beings, you find people that only know how to sign their name. They don't know how to read, they don't know how to write. Now, with that said, we live in this country, and sometimes an employee, an employer, a friend, an article comes up talking about terrorists in the Middle East. So we dissect this topic in so many different ways. Why do we have terrorists? We dissect the Quran, we examine the verses, the chapters, we examine different hadiths. One simple solution, my dear brothers and sisters. Lack of education is the cause. What do I mean? When a person feels he has nothing in this world, he does not have a job that is respectful, he will never be able to own a house, he will never be able to give a good wedding to his son and daughter, he will never be respected in society for his achievements. Someone comes and says to him, listen, you have a good option now. We give you $5,000, you give this to your family. Then, you also end up going to paradise, and there, not only you don't feel lonely, but there's going to be 40 virgins waiting for you there too. So you're going to have a very good time there. Paradise. The Prophet, the Sahaba will be there, and your family will get some money. Why would this person refuse such an offer? Why would this person say no to such an offer? So this person takes the offer. Several years ago, the Iraqi Prime Minister was telling a group of friends, I was amongst them, that they had caught a terrorist in the shrine of Al-Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Ali, in Najaf. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. In the month of Ramadan, they caught him. They caught him with a bomb strapped around him. They caught him, and as soon as they caught him, he began to cry. So they said, listen, you're going to kill yourself. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? He said, no, I'm not crying because I'm in trouble. I'm crying because I was fasting. I want to break my fast with Rasulullah. You now have taken the opportunity from me to break my fast with Rasulullah. Only an illiterate, ignorant, idiotic mind would believe that by killing innocent lives in the shrine of the brother of Rasulullah, the gate to the city of the knowledge of Rasulullah, the first Muslim, the commander-in-chief of the army of Rasulullah, you would have breakfast with Rasulullah in paradise. But this is ignorance. This is lack of education. This is the intellectual reform that we ought to bring to this ummah.